Hi, my name is Nabil, and I'm Logan, and we are the SyFy Autograph Hunters.
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, and you're watching SyFy Autograph Hunters. The force is strong here indeed.
Hey there, everyone. SyFy Autograph Hunters here. I am Nabil.
And I'm Logan.
And we have a very, very, very special guest today, the lovely and beautiful and very talented Gwendoline Yeo.
Hi.
We are so happy to have you on. Thank you very much for having some free time on your busy schedule to join us today.
Yes, thanks a lot.
That's cool.
So basically, we're just gonna run down, go through a lot of your projects that you've done and how you accomplished them. I mean, if you want to give us a little introduction of basically, what you've done from when you started till now, you're more than welcome.
Well, just ask me questions and I'll answer them.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Do you want to go ahead and start first, Logan, or do you want me to start?
I can start off if you want.
Go for it.
My first question was, since you've worked on Star Wars: The Clone Wars, what has your reaction been from the Star Wars community and fandom as a whole?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that it got canceled. I was going to say I was really so disappointed because there's an amazing storyline that hopefully they will release. But in terms of Star Wars Clone Wars, the experience was, I think, the top 5 experiences I've ever had. Like Dave Filoni is the director, and he is the biggest fan of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's him and just George Lucas, and the quality of the kind of stuff that they produce is amazing. And the cast that I work with is incredible. So I guest starred and did a few characters like Nala Se, the Kaminoan, the tall Kaminoan, and Jar Jar, the Gungan that's not really that popular. Like the Gungans aren't popular. I don't know why, but oh well, like Peppy Bao, and I did Jedi Khalifa and Kato Parasity, yeah. But the fans have been amazing. Like I didn't know that Kato Parasity had an action figure until a fan was like, "Hey, so how do you like the action figure?" I was like, "I have an action figure? What you told me?" So like he sent it to me. I was like, "Oh, that's so nice." So, but the fans have been amazing, and especially with the Star Wars fans, because I think now that in the video game age where it's all video games, and it seems like more and more young people are online and doing the web stuff, it feels like people don't care as much about like really well-made cartoons and characters, but it's really, really encouraging that everyone, young and old, still love the Star Wars franchise, and because they appreciate the kinds of characters and the basic storyline about, not feeling like you can, but then having Jedi powers and feeling like you can after that. Like everyone knows that story about overcoming stuff and coming from a tough place, and I think that's why people identify with it from young to old. So, and the fans have been amazing. Like, I get interviewed all the time. I talk about it all the time, and it's awesome.
Very
Right
cool.
on.
Awesome.
Right on. Now, how were you approached, for the audition of the certain characters you've played? How did that work out?
Well, it was a regular audition. I have an amazing voiceover agency, and they discovered me actually while I was playing. I used to have a jazz band where I played the Chinese zither, and I went to the Conservatory of Music and Piano. But anyway, I'm working on my zither album, but we'll talk about that later if you want to. But it was just a regular old audition, and I auditioned for Nala Se, and Kaminoans are really tall, right, and with little small lips. And so I just had a posture, and I was like, I did take out face, but she put black face, and her mouth was really small. And then I did one where it wasn't English, and I was a very just a more formal Americanized speech. Anyway, I just booked it, and just from that one audition, and then when I met Dave, I never had to audition again. In fact, he brought me in for various other guest stars and stuff, and then. A few seasons ago, I get a call from his assistant. She's like, "I have Dave Filoni on the line for you. Will you accept the call?" I was like, "Okay, sure." And so Dave called me, and he was like, "Hey, Gwendoline, we're writing this character, this Asian Jedi, and I'm writing it with you in mind. Like, would you want to do it?" And I'm like, "No." I was like, "Oh yeah." So that was so amazing. We just had such a great rapport, and he believed in my talent. So to have that honor. So he wrote it with me in mind, and I got to, because a lot of the characters in Clone Wars are very contained, you know? And so you act small, but it was nice to be able to have a lot of emotion and not, be dramatic and have a death scene. And that's another thing too. I'm like, why do you always kill me off, Dave? Why do you play me like that? So, anyways, but yeah, it was that, and he just kept inviting me back for these other different characters. So I never had to audition again,
Right on. Now you did mention that you would like for all of the fan base to actually see the bonus content or what was going to be season 6. Did you have some sort of part in that season?
In the event that I did, I would think that the storyline would have been amazing if I was in there. And I'm not saying that I was or wasn't, but if I was, you can bet that the story was amazing.
Okay.
Interesting. That's good to know. Fair enough.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, it only whether or not I was in it, just knowing how it sort of ends and that whole section, it would just be so remiss if they don't release that stuff. They have to. It's so great.
No, yeah. No, it's been a great, what is it, 5 seasons plus the Clone Wars movie. Many of you guys have been so talented and made the not only the animation come to life, but the story, everything. I mean, not many 3D or 2D can actually have so much emotion to where all of us grow attached to it, to where we can relate to it, like you said. And that speaks a lot about not only the directors and all that, but all of the actors as well. So, I mean,
I love
kudos to all of you.
I'm sorry?
No, I said kudos to all of you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, working with Ashley and Matt and Dee Baker and Corey Burton and, all these amazing folks, Seth Green, and it's like, you're absolutely right. And actually, I'm impressed that that's something that you noticed, because I feel like, especially with Star Wars Clone Wars, like Marvel, those guys over at Marvel, when I did the X-Men series, they take so much care and time in the writing, the producing, the pre-production, down to the ADR, like everything, that it really is like shooting a movie or doing a television series. And like, for example, and I just really appreciate that you guys do connect with good acting and good talent, versus it just being, because you get afraid, as there's so many mediums and there's so many channels now, like what do people gravitate to? It's really awesome to hear from you, Nabil, that good story and having emotion is what connects people. So that makes me feel really good, because sometimes I get discouraged, like they just want a high squeaky voice, or people just want to see things blow up and die, and so it's really cool that people love this storyline and like line of being a Jedi. It was an honor to do the show, and I'm so glad that you guys connect with it. I also wanted to say with Jedi Khalifa, not that I'm singling her out, but that we, some cartoons you just record it once, right? Sometimes you do it on your own, but a lot of times you do it like as a cast, which is really fun. But then sometimes you might come back once for pickups. You guys want to pick up Star Wars, like you come in 4 different, pick up the line or whatever, and then ADR, where in the event that you need to dub over lips or whatever, with Star Wars for the Khalifa episode, because it's just the series finale, and there was so much. It was so beautifully written. It was like reading a movie script, and I got brought back 4 or 5 times to do to redo storylines, to do ADRs, to do pickups, just because it's really Dave Filoni and George Lucas. Like, George Lucas isn't just like hanging out in his mansion, like not caring about what's going on. I mean, literally Dave reports directly with George, and he looks at everything and has a say in everything. So it's basically George Lucas, Dave Filoni, and then him telling me what needs to be done. And I love that,
I did have a question regarding if you had something to say to the voice actress Ashley Eckstein. What would you say to her if you had the opportunity to say something, whether as Khalifa or as yourself?
Khalifa as myself. Oh, that's so funny. Aw. Well, I worked with Ashley in And so I could probably just email her. But I would just say that she's a really caring person, I think, outside of the Clone Wars. And I remember there was like a wrap party for one of the seasons, and she brought this amazing cake. I think it was like Yoda or something, I don't remember. And she just really cares about, I think, quality of the work, and she's what I've heard, that she'll stay the last person to sign his autographs. And I really respect that, because I know some actors who aren't as kind, and it's, without the fans, we there's no point doing it. And I do it for most of the time. The fans keep me happy, and the fans. So I think with Ashley too, during that episode, she was the one that kind of was like our hope. And it's interesting because I was kind of going through a tough period at the time. I was going through kind of like a really bad breakup. And I remember just the last scene is where, I'm just kind of like, kind of, I wouldn't say bitch, but cold. And just like I think I had lost hope, a little bit. And it's funny because sometimes you get discouraged in the business and all of that. And I just used it in the scene. And she was just such like a character, or like, just like, keep going, like, you are a Jedi, like, we believe in you. And the last scene, like, I remember the lines that I remember just when I was dying, and I was just like, I am a Jedi, like, thank you. We were like both crying. So it's just real life, and
absolutely.
put that into your acting.
It's interesting that you said that, even while you guys are in the business, you guys get discouraged, because it's someone like myself who's trying to get into the business, and there have been lots of moments where I feel like I'm discouraged, like it's nearly impossible for me to obtain it, yet I have friends like Logan, I have my family and things like that who actually support me in what I love to do, so that, on a daily basis pushes me and actually allows me to imagine myself in that position where I'll be working with you guys someday, and that just goes to show that, you guys, although you guys are at the top, you guys are human beings just like anyone else.
Yeah, it's like the ladder just gets higher, and it's the jobs get bigger and the stakes get higher. But at the end of the day, I think what you're doing is amazing, which is you're talking to other voice actors, you're doing it, you're putting in the time and on like one step in front of the other, right? Like they say, if you want to write you don't write the novel, you write a page, right? And you will get the novel. So even for me, I'm up for a movie, or a TV series, and it comes down to me and two people, and it hurts. It really, really hurts if you don't get it. Yeah. And when you do get it, it's great. But in the meantime, the process, I think, of doing things that you love, like talking to people about stuff that you love, this is why I love to do interviews, and it keeps me encouraged also that you guys are interested in what I do, and that I can inspire you to keep doing what you guys do. And I come from like a family of doctors. My dad's a doctor, my sister's a doctor, my brother's a molecular geneticist, my mom's a dental assistant, and then I'm just like, someone passed the salt. Like, I just did a Mentos commercial. So it's just nice to meet other creative artists, and I'll tell you, like, I'm very responsive, as you know, Nabil. Like, I do respond to almost every single tweet or message, because I just know that I would have loved someone to inspire me or care, when I was coming up, to say, hey, like, keep going, or this is what you need to do, or if you have any questions, let me know, or whatever. So it feels really satisfying to be able to help someone and inspire other people versus like, give me a job,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And as fans, we really appreciate that when you guys, get back to us, and it's not just another gross fanboy,
Yeah.
stuff like that. We've been brushed off by a couple of people. Not to name names, but
No.
Wow.
Well,
you guys
are
awesome.
Logan and I, exactly. Logan and I go on a yearly basis to plenty of conventions. That's what we base our channel on, and covering events and things like that. So when we go up to the actors and get their autographs. We're excited about meeting you guys. Not about the autograph. I mean, yeah, about the autograph, but just meeting you guys and just saying thank you. And then sometimes when some of them are just like, sign, where would you like me to sign? And then all right, thank you, and then that's it. It's such a disappointment. Then we kind of feel like we cannot, we can't really respect your work anymore.
Yeah.
Because behind the voice of that character, we know you suck. You know what I mean? As a person. So
I've had experience working in big movies where I worked with a couple of movie stars, and you're looking at you. I won't make eye contact. You're like, what? Like, it's just.
Oh wow.
You just lose respect. You go, just because I'm not as big of a star as you can't talk to me in between takes. That's sad. That hurts my feelings, but I'm sad for you. That we're so blessed to do this, and for me, it's like talking to you guys. Like it just fills me up. It makes me so happy. So it's just sad that people look at fans like. I remember I was talking to one voice actor. He was like, "Oh hell no! Oh hell no!" Never talk to the fans. Like I don't need those psychos. Like I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Ouch! We feel so good about ourselves now.
No, I'll tell you. But and I was just like, "What?" Most actors don't respond in that way. But I mean, like the Deadpool game. It was a couple of the fans that told me. They were like, they tweeted me. They're like, "Hey, in the new Deadpool game?" I was like, I don't even know. I didn't even know the game. It's like, well, there's a Domino in it. There's Domino, and you played Domino in X-Men. I was like, uh-huh. So they started tweeting the producers, and then they're like, well, ask your agent. So I asked my agent, so she put in the call, and then the fans just kept tweeting, and then they just offered me the job from the fans. Because the fans were like, put her in the freaking thing.
Wow.
That's great. I was actually going to ask about that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I admit I'm close to, like, about 10 fans. Like, we correspond all the time, and I mean, like one of them helps me with some graphic stuff that I need, and one of them just is always like I've become friends, over the years. I inspired this one girl to go to video game school. She's like, I was 12 when I first wrote to you. I was like, oh my god. She's like, I'm 19 now, and I graduated video game school because you inspired me. I was like, oh my god. So like and we correspond all the time, and I love that because it makes. I don't know. It's such a privilege, and you guys inspire me too. To keep going.
That's awesome.
Wow. All right, so guys, this wraps up our interview with Gwen. We thank you so much for being here with us, and we know you're on a tight schedule, so thanks again for that. Everyone, make sure to follow her on Facebook. If you don't have her on Facebook, look her up ASAP. Okay.
On my public page, I have like a private page. It's just really like the boringest ever. It's just for like family and like business. But like my fan page is where I do like a lot of updates and stuff on Facebook.
It says Gwendoline Yeo official fan page, right?
Yeah, Gwendoline Yeo. Yeah, Facebook.com Gwendoline Yeo official fan page, and then Twitter is at Gwendoline Yeo, and I have a website that I'm revamping, but right now it's GwendolineYeo.com. It's still there, but I'm gonna revamp stuff. And I would love to plug my movie that has done really well, and I won 2 Best Actress awards for it, and it actually got accepted to the Chinese Film Festival in November, right. So please Netflix it. It's called Heathens and Thieves. And I'm also working on my music album, so you'll see that on the new website when that... Yeah. But thank you guys so much for your just caring and wanting to hear from me. I appreciate that very much.
Well, thank you for being really, really sweet with us. We truly appreciate everything that you've done.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And I'll definitely check out your movie tonight on Netflix.
Thanks, Logan. That's such an X-Men name.
I am
Logan.
Actually named after Wolverine.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, I am.
His parents named him. Yeah.
Yeah, I called Steve Bloom, who plays Wolverine. I call him Bloomverine.
I love that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. I need an X-Men name.
I remember when I played Mariko, and I was like, Logan, like that, like 12 times. And then the writers were like, what else did she say besides Rogan? She's always like in danger, and I'm always just like, like just like can't move, just too pretty to move. I was like, whatever.
They should have gotten you for the real life, the Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I know, but they got a real Japanese woman to do it. That's cool.
You would have been better.
Do better.
Well, when I get my own TV show, you guys are gonna watch, right?
Oh, heck yeah.
Can we be a part of it? I'd love to join. That'd be awesome.
Let's see what we can do. Well, thank you for believing in me and being a fan. I love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
All right,
You're
thank
awesome.
All right, so you'll be in touch with me, Nabil. Email me.
Yes, absolutely, I will.
And Logan is following me and liking me, I hope.
Of course.
Okay.
We just followed you on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Logan! All right, you guys.
Bill's on
I'll
the
talk to you
side.
later.
All right, thanks,
see ya.
man. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.